and share an anecdote with us, a story, an experience. And there are certain objectives that have been created for this project to allow us to have a framework by which to assess how well he's doing. So the objectives of this project are to tell an entertaining story, to describe the context, the characters, and conflict to create interest, to use exaggeration, surprise, wordplay, understatement, and vivid imagery to entertain the audience, to develop an emotional connect with the audience, and to use vocal variety and gestures for dramatic effect. So,
if you were fighting for your life with the last ounce of strength that you had, if every fiber and every muscle in your body, every single nerve that you never knew existed, every hormone that ever surged through your body was telling you that to stop would mean complete annihilation, would you pause? I, Lieutenant Anil Khukri, Indian Navy, on that day, the 9th of December, 1971, off the coast of Diu in the Arabian Sea, paused. I paused to turn and look. And I forgot. I forgot that I was clinging on to a raft with all the strength at my disposal. I forgot that 6-foot-high waves were buffeting my raft, threatening to throw me into the icy sea at the mercy of the sharks. I forgot that the enemy submarine was still lurking somewhere below my raft. I forgot that the water around my raft was strewn with diesel, part of which was burning, and some of my colleagues were burning with it. And yet, I paused. And I turned. And the 28 others on the raft turned with me to look at the ship that was going down. And we stood transfixed, and time stood still as we gazed at the man sitting calmly in his deck chair, reading a book, smoking a cigarette, as the ship was sucked into the sea. As a lieutenant with only 2 years service, at the start of the Pakistan war, I was posted to the INS Khukri. Now the INS Khukri is an anti-submarine ship. It was under the command of Commander Mulla, who was also the commander of the entire squadron. Now this squadron consisted of 3 ships, the Khukri, the Kripal, and the Kuthal. And we were on our way to Karachi. Our project was to eliminate all the submarines in Karachi harbour, because the surface ships had already been decimated by the Indian Navy 3 days before. But just as we were about to enter Karachi harbour, disaster struck. The boiler of the INS Kuthal exploded. It was incapacitated and had to be towed back to Mumbai. Now the INS Kripal was given the job of towing the Kuthal back to Mumbai, and my ship was given the job of protecting it. We steamed back to Mumbai, not knowing that we were being stopped. We went to Mumbai port, dropped the INS Kuthal there, and then we were ordered back into the Arabian Sea to look for the submarines. We were, of course, at a slight disadvantage for 2 reasons. First, we were down to 2 ships. Secondly, each of our ships was badly dated. Ships of 1950s vintage, our sonars could only detect submarines at 250 meters. The Pakistanis, on the other hand, had the latest submarines which could detect a ship at 2,500 meters. We were at a solid disadvantage. Of course, we could outrun the submarines. We were faster than them. But then that would be only if we could actually locate them. On the 9th of December, I was on duty on the bridge, along with Lieutenant Jain, Lieutenant Commander Manu Sharma, and of course the captain. Captain Mahendranath Mulla had been on duty for almost 3 days continuously, with only small gaps for sleep. And this is when the sonar on my boat pinged. We had actually got in touch with a submarine. Lieutenant Jain ordered me to go down and collect some colored pencils because he wanted to mark the exact location of the submarine and then we could drop bombs or torpedoes on it. I rushed down, picked up the pencils, and just as I turned back to climb back to deck, there was a major thump. There were many explosions, and the whole world went dark. I was later told that the Pakistan Navy submarine Hangor had fired 3 torpedoes at us. The first 2 missed us completely, and the third one hit the propeller of the Khukri. And just above the propeller was the entire anti-ammunition, the ammunition of the anti-submarine dump, and above that was the diesel. The ammunition started exploding, the diesel tank exploded, the entire sea got strewn with diesel, and because of the explosions, part of it got fired. However, at this point of time, I didn't know all this. I was in the dark in my bunk, trying to make my way out, along with a group of people, all of whom were just as confused as I was, wondering what was happening. There was a lot of shouting, a lot of yelling, people trying to find out what was happening. When I heard Commander Manu Sharma from up there tell me that the ship had been hit, and all of us needed to come out and get on deck and abandon it, I clambered up the hold, came out of the only hatch that was open, and saw utter darkness and the sea burning with the diesel that had caught fire. I rushed up to the bridge where I was storing my life vest. I didn't find it there, and I came out and faced utterly chaotic conditions. It was dark, the sea was burning, there were people coming up from the hold, other people jumping into the water, almost everybody shouting for help, shouting for directions and getting none. I was mesmerized and paralyzed with fear as I stood on the deck while the ship dangerously tilted and the bridge, which is normally about 40 feet above the level of the water, was almost at the level of it. I stood there, not knowing what to do, when a hand was put on my shoulder, and turning back, I found a smiling and absolutely calm Commander Mulla standing there, asking me, "Bache, tu kudega nahi kya?" And before I could respond, he had turned me around and shoved me into the sea. I went down into the water. I came up spluttering. The diesel stung my eyes. I got under the water, swam under the diesel, grabbed hold of a plank that was floating by, and went to this raft. The raft I was on now, on which I totally forgot that I was in the icy Arabian Sea. I totally forgot that 6-foot high waves were buffeting my raft. I totally forgot about the sharks, about the enemy submarine, about the burning diesel. As I turned to look at my captain, Commander Mulla, who sat there calmly reading his book and smoking his cigarette as the ship was sucked into the sea. 67 out of the 233 of us survived, and we were rescued the next morning. Some of us also got medals for our bravery. I got one myself. Commander Mulla was awarded the Mahavir Chakra posthumously. But I ask you, was that enough? Left to me, I would have given him the Paramveer Chakra. I would have given him every single medal that was ever minted on the face of this earth. I would have erected statues of him in every town, every corner, every square of every city in this country. But since this was something I couldn't do, whenever I can, I tell his story. The story of a man of honor, a man who went down with his ship not only because it was the right thing to do, but who went down with it because to him it was the only thing that could have been ever done. Whenever I tell his story, I get goosebumps. Tears well into my eyes. And I think that is about the only way I have ever repaid the debt of gratitude I owe to the man who saved my life.